All right. Today is a math lesson for chapter 1, lesson number 1, and we're working with place value. We are going to be looking at numbers and the digits that make up those numbers and what the value of those digits are. And so, one of the first things I want to go over is some of the vocabulary that's going to be necessary for success on this lesson. The first vocabulary term is digit. A digit is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. These are your digits, and it's these 10 digits. Yes, it's 10 because of the 0. We are able to make up numbers. And so digits are the symbols that we use to write whole numbers. Okay? So we can make any combination of these digits, and we can make all the numbers that the world knows. The second vocabulary term is place, and that is where each digit is in a number. For example, and I'm going to write the word example here. When we talk about the place of a digit, we're talking about the ones place, tens place, the hundreds place, the thousands place, and so on. This year in the 4th grade, we're going to get into the 10,000s place, the 100,000s place, and the millions place. And we're going to be adding and subtracting numbers, rounding numbers, comparing numbers, ordering them from greatest to least or least to greatest. And we're going to do that using our knowledge of digit and place. Our next vocabulary term here is value. Value is how much. So the place here is where each digit is. The value is how much each digit is worth. Okay? Because of where it is. Because of its place in a number. For example, okay, so we're looking at value, how much each digit is worth because of its place in a number. Now, if I bring out a place value chart here and I start to build a number, I'm going to build the number 358. And if I want to know what the value of any one of these digits, 358, is, I just need to look at the place where that digit is. And that is what this definition means. The value of a number, or the value of a digit, is how much each digit is worth, okay? Digit 3, digit 5, digit 8, because of its place in a number. The 8 is in the ones place, the 5 is in the tens place, and the 3 is in the hundreds place. Now, if we pick the tens place and I ask you, what is the value of the digit 5? You would first think about, the value of the 5 is, based on where it is in a number or because of its place in a number. And so if I take the digit 5 and I think about the place that digit 5 is in, it's in the tens place. All I need to do is multiply 5 times 10, and it gives me the value of my digit. 5 times 10 is 50. The value of the 5 is 50 because that's its place in the number 358. Now let's look at the 3. What if I wanted to find the value of the 3? So I'm looking for the 3, and the 3 is in the hundreds place. And I know, just like I did with the tens place, if I multiply that digit times its place in a number, okay, times the hundreds place, I'll get the value. 3 times 100 is 300, or 3 times 1 is 3. And don't forget to add your 2 zeros. Okay, let's make this number just a skosh bigger here. And we will make the number about 2,358. Okay. Now, take a look here. We are looking at the number 2,358 as it's sitting here in our place value chart, which is simply a chart that lists out the place of each digit to help you find the value of each one of those digits. Here we have the ones place, the tens place, and the hundreds place. Okay, all three of these digits are in the ones period. Okay, each one of these blocks that contains one, tens, hundreds is a period. Okay, so this is the ones period. Now, I just added a digit to our number 358, and I added the digit 2. And it says that that 2 is in the ones place. But it's not just in the ones place, it's in the 1,000s place. Okay? Because the 2 is now in the thousands period. And then we also have the millions period. Okay? So if we wanted to take a look at the value of this 2 because of where it is in the number, we know that it's in the 1,000s place. We can take that 2, and we know it's in the thousands place, and we can multiply it by 1,000. 2 times 1,000 is the same thing as saying 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is 2, known fact. And don't forget to add your 3 zeros because there's 3 zeros in 1,000. And you now have the value of the 2. Because it's in the thousands place, the value of that 2 is 2,000. Okay? All right. So we are going to be looking at numbers that get even larger than 2,358. We may be looking at numbers that go into the 10,000s period today. Here we have, well, if you cover up the ones period, you have 62, but it's 62,358, okay? Or 358 ones, right? And that 358 ones does equal 358. If we make this number even larger, we're going to be going into the 100,000s period. So now we have, if you cover up the ones period and just read one period at a time, 562,358. Okay, so when we're starting to read these really large numbers, just read one period at a time. Okay, read the largest period first, and then move on down to the smallest period. In this case, we're dealing with the thousands period and the ones period. Let's make this number 1 digit larger, and it's going to send us into the millions period here. We've got now a 7-digit number. Okay, and if we do like I said, and that is, if we want to read this number, just cover up the period to the right and just start with one period at a time. Start with the largest period first, and then make your way over to the smallest period. We have 7,562,358. 7,562,358. Okay? All right. So that's using a place value chart while understanding our vocabulary of digit, place, and value. The place value chart is the chart that can tell you the place of a digit as well as help you to find out what the value of each one of these digits is because of its place. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get started here on our lesson. The front page, number 11, this is an explanation of what I just got done explaining to us. Here we have our place value chart with the ones period as well as the thousands period. And also remembering that in order to find the value of a digit, we can multiply the digit times its place. And so here we multiplied to find what the value of this 4 is. They multiplied 4 times 1,000, okay, and got 4,000 as a value. All right, let's turn this over. And now we're getting into the place value chart that contains the millions period, okay? And so as we look at this, we have a series of questions. The digit in the hundreds place is, well, here we've got hundreds, but that's the 100 millions. Here we've got hundreds, but that's the 100 thousands. We're just being asked to look at the hundreds place. Here we have the hundreds, okay? So in the ones period, it's simply called the hundreds place. And we have the digit 2. And because that 2 is in the hundreds place, we could say the value is 200. Or we could say if my 2 is in the hundreds place, all I need to do is multiply 2 times 100 to get my value. Sorry, that is 200, not 2,000. Okay. If the digit were to move to the thousands place, it would have a value of. Now that's asking you to think about, we're going to move this 2 over to the 1,000th place. If I put that 2 there instead of the 9, the value of that 2 would be the same as 2 times, well, we're moving it to the thousands place, so 1,000, and that equals 2,000. So if the digit were to move to the thousands place, that 2 now becomes now has a value of 2,000. If this digit were to move to the 10,000s place, okay, it would have a value of, well, if we're going to move this 2 over to the 10,000s place, right, 10,000s, all right, we would multiply 2 times 10,000. And if you remember this little trick right here, just multiply 2 times your whole number 1, and you get 2. And how many zeros come after 10,000 or after the 1 in 10,000? 1, 2, 3, 4. Put those down. Ones, tens, hundreds, comma. The value of the 2, because we moved it into the 10,000s place, which is located in the thousands period, your value is 20,000. Okay, all right. $20,000. Okay, if the digit were to move to the 100,000s place, it would have a value of, well, if we move that 2 to the 200 to the 100,000s place, we have a 2 in there. It's 2 times 100,000. 200,000. Or 2 times 100,000. You'd multiply 2 times 1, get your 2. And how many zeros come after 100,000 or are in 100,000? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ones, tens, hundreds, comma, and there's your 200,000. Okay. If this digit were to move to the millions place, it would have a value of, well, 2 million. Okay. All right, let's take a look at some of this guided practice here. We have some highlighted digits in each one of these problems here, and we're being asked to circle what place those digits are in. And so one of the things that I have here to help out a little bit, one, you have a place value chart right here that you can use to draw, to recreate if you need to. And there's also a place value chart in Google Classroom under Math Book Assignments. And I can show you that really quickly here in Google Classroom under Classwork. We can scroll on down to Math Lessons and Graphic Organizers. And you can see here there's a place value chart. And that's the same place value chart that I am using right now under the document camera. And so great opportunity for you to use your scratch paper and redraw this place value chart. Or if you have the capability, you can print it out. Okay. All right. All right. So let's take a look here at a couple of problems from our guided practice. We have a highlighted 4 and it's in the ones place. Boom. What place is it in? In the ones. And what's its value because it's in the ones? Well, 4 times the ones place equals 4. We've got a 5, okay? It's either in the thousands place or the 10,000s place. And we can simply start counting. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Or we can be looking at this place value chart and you could write the number 53,456. If you write it backwards, you'll write it in order. So 6, 5, 4, 3, and 5, 53,456. And that 5 is in the 10,000s place. Circle that, and the value is now 5 times 10,000 for a final value of 50,000. All right, boys and girls, please keep those questions coming, and I will help you where I can. All right, thank you very much.